Welcome to another edition of Barry Epstein Live on this upcoming 4th of July holiday. We got a pretty good show for you today. We're first going to have Greg Kaylor on, who is the general manager of the new Waterstone Resort and Marina, formerly known as the Bridge Hotel in Boca. And then we're going to have Dr. Barbara Hale on, who is a physician as well as an author. And finally, we'll have Shai Maimoni, who is a dog trainer, and he has some very interesting comments to make about how you can get your dog trained. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back with Greg Kaylor. And we're back with my first guest, who's Greg Kaylor, who is the general manager of the new Waterstone Resort and Marina. Thanks for being with me, Greg.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
Thanks, Barry. I told so many people that if they've never been to the Bridge Hotel, the old Bridge Hotel, when they come to the new Waterstone Resort and Marina, they will be impressed. But if they have been to the old Bridge Hotel, when they come, they'll be blown away because it's just magnificent what you have done to that site.
Well, thank you. It's come a long, long ways. You saw it before and after, so you know what's been done.
The orientation I got by not driving through the driveway anymore and going through the lobby and figuring out where is everything, but what got me set straight was the two elevator doors, and that got me oriented correctly.
That did not change.
I
know.
That's good,
yes.
That's great. Yeah. So what separates the hotel from other local hotels?
Well, I think there's certainly a number of things. First and foremost, which we've talked about before, is location. I don't think you can find a better location for what we would term a lifestyle or boutique hotel that has the waterfront capabilities. It's got the very affluent surrounding neighborhood that is there. I think it's a product that fits the neighborhood now that they've expended the money that they have to get it to the condition it's in.
$1 million plus.
So yeah, so it's really, that is a very distinctive factor. I think the fact that we now have a dock and we have the ability to dock and dine, bring guests in off the lake, the location to all the water sport activities. We can launch a dive boat right from our dock. We can do fishing charters. We can do cocktail cruises that load up and launch right from our deck, as well as the many water sport activities, the jet skis, the paddle boards, the ocean kayaks, and those kind of things that are right off the pool deck. I think distinguish us from pretty much anything else. I don't know how far north you would go, but anything in Palm Beach County, down in through Broward County, I don't know of anything that would have as many of those type amenities that we have to offer. So I think it's a very unique product, great for Boca.
Some people have likened it to a South Beach hotel in Boca.
Yeah, similar. It may not be as edgy as some of the South Beach hotels, but certainly the design aspects of it make it very contemporary, very unique, very museum and modern feel. And so yeah, there's a lot of things that are similar to some of the South Beach properties, and so nice addition to this community. I think it's unique in that aspect.
A lot of people would like to know, is it pet friendly?
It is pet friendly for dogs. We'll take dogs up to 40 pounds. We have one floor that we utilize for pets. It was very popular in the past. We believe it to be very popular in the future. There's a nominal pet fee, non-refundable pet fee, but in this day and time, a lot of hotels don't take animals. But the fact that we do, I think, opens the door for another market for us.
Absolutely.
And glad to have it.
What do you feel is an appropriate ramp-up time to have the property fully operational to the standards that you expect?
A good question. That's a very good question. I think the fact that we were closed down for a year and we have an entirely new staff on board with the expectations that we have for service levels being 5-star, 5 diamond, realistically, you have to go through the training curve. You have to train the folks and really develop their skills to hit that service level, and typically 5, 6, 7 months to really get it to where it's on all 8 cylinders. So we've been open for 6 weeks, so we've got some time left to really hone the skills and train the staff, educate the staff. But I'd say by the time we hit December, January, that we're going to have it pretty well together.
Well, I was there recently myself, as you know, and I can tell you I was very impressed not only with the facility itself, but the level of the staff in terms of interacting with the guests, the customer service, their attitudes, that sort of thing. It was excellent.
Well, thank you. We hired a lot of people without hospitality experience. We hired for personality, attitude. They can be trained. And I think you probably felt that as you came through the front door to the front desk area.
Very anxious
warm,
to
very
assist,
friendly.
even from the beginning,
Yeah.
right from the valet, as soon as you approach
Sure.
the entrance.
Sure.
So will you allow local residents to use your facility?
We are working on a plan right now that would be, we don't have the term in place, but something like a daily resort use fee that would give access to local residents, a limited number. We controlled the number that we would allow in, that could use the fitness facilities, the pool area, the water sports activities, which at this point are exclusive to hotel guests. But they would pay a daily fee, and they would have access to the food and beverage operation as well as the other amenities that we have within the hotel. They'd be treated just like a hotel guest. Check in at the front desk, get a room key card to access the fitness center, and enable them to charge just like they would as a hotel
Well, the
guest.
ideal thing for them is just take a staycation and check into the hotel for a weekend.
We'd love to have them do that too, but there may be people that just want to get on a jet ski, and we've got access to a jet ski. There would be a fee. Obviously, we want to protect it for the resort guests first and foremost, but we'd love to have that relationship with the local community, as long as it's controlled and doesn't overweigh the hotel guests.
So how do you feel the hotel has progressed through the first 45 days of operation?
Okay, good question there. It has not been without challenges because we're opening on the end of a major renovation, so we've had some things that we had to clean up from a construction perspective, and obviously the training curve. But by and large, I think the comments that we're getting back, whether it be TripAdvisor or through the guest survey aspect through Hilton Hotels, have been extremely positive. So if that's a gauge as to where we're at, I think we've made great headway. We're not there yet. We've got a ways to go, but that percentage gap of where we want to be and where we are is closing each week. It's like we feel progress is being made on a weekly basis.
I also want to hit upon the fact that you've got a terrific facility for banquets and weddings and bar mitzvahs and special events upstairs at the top, which used to be called Carmen's, and you've done completely renovated that, took the bar out, made it wide open and everything, and it looks terrific for people to have special events there too.
Yes, thank you. And it's been, over the years, it's been a very, very popular destination for whether it be weddings or bar mitzvahs or corporate events or whatever. It's been a great facility in the past. We expect it to be in the future.
So summing up, has the hotel been accepted by the clientele so far?
There again, to repeat myself, I think we can only go based on the feedback that we get from the guests that have stayed there and enjoyed in the F&B areas. It's been good. I think the acceptance may be similar to you when you walk in for the first time. If you've known it from before, you're a little bit enamored with what you see, and so I think it's the acceptance and word of mouth and the feedback have all been pretty terrific up to this point. So we're excited about that.
So why don't you give out the contact information where people can learn more about the hotel?
Okay, the hotel is the Waterstone Resort and Marina. The website is waterstoneboca.com. My email address is gkaylor@waterstoneboca.com, and of course the phone number to call in would be 561-368-9500.
I thank you so much for being with me. I know it's going to be a terrific success. You put so much heart and soul into it as well as dollars, and I appreciate you being with me.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate your support. It's been
Thank you.
great.
Anytime.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
And we're back with my next guest, who's Dr. Barbara Hales. She is a national speaker, best-selling author of over 5 books, and is a healthcare reform expert. She was recently featured in Newsweek with other leading professionals as one of America's premier experts. In the Newsweek feature, Barbara Hales and other leading experts from various industries shared their strategies on health and success. Dr. Hales, featured on more than 50 radio shows, has been seen on CBS, NBC, ABC, and Fox affiliates, along with PBS right here in Florida. Dr. Hales practiced medicine in women's health and surgery for 30 years and now acts as a medical strategist and patient advocate, empowering people seeking solutions to their health problems. She gives the most complete, unbiased, and accurate information regarding benefits, risks, and options. So thanks for being with me, Barbara.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you. And how can patients make sure they're getting the best health information online and not supported by pharmaceutical giants and other special interests?
Well, Barry, that's a really good question. You know, nowadays, 8 out of every 10 Americans are getting their healthcare information online. But can you actually trust it? When you read the information, it's how you sift through it and what you do with it that is going to make the most difference. So the first thing that you need to do is to check the source. Is the information being disseminated by a pharmaceutical company where there is an agenda to promote their product for a particular disease entity? Is it being given out by an individual who wants to promote their services? What you need to do is to check the Contact Me tab on the site and see who it is that's actually putting out that information. If you can't see who it is that is issuing the data, more than likely it can't really be trusted. So what you can do is to go to the various organizations, the associations for a particular illness, or Mayo Clinic and large hospitals that have websites. More than likely those sites are going to have the information that you can trust. The second thing that you want to do is to see whether the information has been updated. If the information has not been updated for a period of time and the initial entries were from years ago, there may be new breakthroughs or innovations in a particular disease entity that you haven't read about.
I see.
There are many milestones that you have to, there are many minefields rather, that you have to sift through. And if you look through my book, The Medical Strategist, what I do is delineate the minefields that you can avoid to get the most accurate information for your health care.
The nice thing about that book too, Barbara, is the fact that you printed it in large font, which makes it a lot easier to read than these tiny print on papers, especially for senior citizens.
Yes, that's true. You can leave your reading glasses home and still get the information.
That's great. So do you think greater patient involvement in their own health care can improve medicine overall?
Oh, absolutely. Doctors really want input from the patients that they're seeing. Less than 1 in 8 doctors resents getting information from their patient. By getting the concerns that the patient has, the doctor can concentrate on that area and together with the patient work up a more accurate, detailed problem as well as the treatment options that would be most appropriate for that patient.
That's great. What's the best way to present a physician with information a patient finds online?
Well, that also is a good question. When a patient comes to the doctor and has a limited amount of face time, 3 to 5 minutes, of which a lot of that time is with the doctor's eyes looking at the computer screen, it's unrealistic to think that the doctor is going to sift through the pages that you've submitted that are this thick and get any information that is useful. So the best approach would be to make your appointment in advance if possible. Look up the information that you would like to discuss with the doctor. Mail it to the doctor with a little post-it on top saying, "My appointment is scheduled for such and such time and date. Please, when you get a spare time, look at the packet that I'm sending you. I would like to discuss this information with you at the time of my visit." This way, both you and the physician are prepared and the doctor knows what it is that you would like to discuss. More than likely, the doctor will validate your concerns and it will be much more helpful, not only for the information that you sent, but for your treatment.
That's a great idea. Really is. To what degree is all the health information online contributing to deterioration of the doctor-patient relationship compared with the diminishing time many doctors can afford to spend on each visit given patient overload and reimbursement limit?
Well, you said a mouthful here because some patients don't realize that the information they get online is not meant to replace your physician, and it's really not at odds. By preparing for your visit, by getting all the questions that you would like to ask, all the information that you would like to concentrate on, you're using it as a springboard for a more intelligent conversation that you can have with your physician. It's really not all one or the other, but when you're reading it, it gives you a basis by which you can discuss yourself with the physician that's seeing you.
That's very, very true and very interesting, and a lot of people haven't even thought about that. All things considered, how can a patient cultivate the most effective relationship with the doctor? And in a larger sense, what steps should a person take right now to ensure control over personal medical care?
Healthcare now is really at a crossroads, but it's at a very exciting time. There are so many innovations going on. There are more than 50,000 health apps that you can download to your smartphone, to your iPad. It will track your steps. It will track your calorie intake. It can track your sugar level depending upon the time of day if you're a diabetic, so that you know how to better monitor your food. And now with apps you can even take an EKG and send it right to the doctor's office from the comfort of your own home.
That's amazing.
So all of these innovations are so that we can partner with our doctor. What you need to remember is you need to be the one to take responsibility for your own health care so that you don't fall through the cracks. And the doctor is meant to supplement the information so that you can prevent illness and that you can take care of yourself before any disease entities take place. So what I would like to leave you with is the information or line that you should not just listen to your doctor, rather you should partner with your doctor. You're both on the same team.
it makes such common sense that it took an expert like you to put it down in simple language. So why don't you give out your contact information where people can reach you?
Yes, I'd be happy to. What you can do is go to the medicalstrategist.com, and you can read the blog on a regular basis to get more helpful hints and strategies. You can also sign up for free to our newsletter called The Medical Strategist, which will give you, again, helpful hints of how to take care of yourself, but also the latest innovations and scientific breakthroughs that you may or may not have heard of. This is how it's spelled: themedicalstrategist.com, and I'm looking forward to conversing with you there.
Thanks so much for being with me, Barbara. I wish you a lot of luck, and I appreciate very much you being here.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back.
Unique high school experience? Do you want to earn your diploma and learn a skill? If so, then South Tech Academy is the school for you. At South Tech Academy, you will earn your high school diploma and get your industry certification. You can choose from one of 12 different academies. South Tech Academy offers nursing, culinary, recording arts, auto body, auto collision, cosmetology, and computer technology, just to name a few. South Tech Academy, located in Boynton Beach. Visit us online at www.southtechacademy.com or give us a call at 561-369-7004.
And we're back with my next guest, who's Shai Maimoni, who is a wonderful, wonderful trainer of all types of animals. He's the founder and head trainer at IST Canine, Israeli Special Tactics Canine. It's a company that's based in the Palm Beaches that specialize in the canine world. He's also the owner of Wolf Dogs, We Speak Your Dog's Language, a dog training company. Shai is an international speaker on canine detection and patrol dog training, as well as a speaker on SWAT operations and counterterrorism canine special operations. He's trained with police, military, and government agencies from around the world. So thanks for being with me, Shai.
Thank you for having me again.
So Shai, what is the Israeli Special Tactics Canine created for?
Well, basically, Israeli Special Tactics Canine, or in short, IST Canine, created to get the highest level possible of canines in the United States and around the world. And to make better police dogs, better military dogs, and better family protection dogs. Which include, the next level of detection, border patrol, and special operation anti-terrorism canine.
And how do you plan on doing that?
Well, we created specific programs for the dogs we breed and for the dogs we import from Europe, specifically for different needs here in the United States and around the world. And what we do, we train the dogs, we sell the dogs itself for whichever unit who needs it, as well as we also train the handlers and their trainers or the government agencies for what they need that connected with canines. So we have specific programs for the dogs, for narcotics, money detections, explosive detections, SWAT, and special operation canines. And we also have the same thing for the handlers and their trainers. So if the government or the agency need us to help them with different situations, that's what we do.
What is a family protection dog, and how is it different than a police dog?
Well, basically a family protection dog is a dog who's trained much different than a police dog. A family protection dog is a much longer training, usually 2 to 3 years of training. Socializing is the key with a dog, which means that the dog needs to be good with kids, with other dogs, other animals, be pretty much aloof to everything else but aggression toward the handler or the family. You can hang out with the kids and their friends and only protect them when needed. If someone's going to break into the house, you will respond, or someone's going to have any direct aggression toward the owner, he will respond to that. Police dog does a little different. What we do, we train them specifically for the handlers to do the job that they need to do in the street, and they don't always have to be as socialized like other dogs. What they need to do is just to apply what they learn into catching the bad guys.
Tell us about where you started with working dogs. I know you've started with military dogs and anti-terrorism training, but why don't you tell the story?
Well, I started in the IDF, which is the Israeli Israel Defense Forces, and that's where I started the whole thing with working dogs. I was working with my boss and my dog at the time named Boss, which was an amazing dog. And since then, I just got addicted, and I want to get the level of the canines around the world to the next level.
It's your passion.
Yes.
And you do it well.
Thank you.
Tell us also about training dogs for people with disabilities.
People with disability, that's the part of wolf dogs. We speak a dog language. It's more like the pet training. We train and certified service dogs for people who needs it for different disabilities. It can be anywhere from PTSD for veterans who come from war, from Iraq and Afghanistan, all the way to helping a person to in balance, helping a person who has a disability who is in a wheelchair, or somebody who actually don't have hands or legs, and it helps with different things what the dog can do for him. So the dogs can do amazing things for people who cannot do some things for themselves, and that's what the dogs are for. So we train and certify them.
How long does it take to train the dogs?
They can be anywhere from 6 months and sometimes even a year, depends on what it is. And some disabilities training are much longer and much more difficult than others. We also need to have the proper dog to do that kind of job, because not every dog can do all jobs. So
yes, some dogs are smaller and might be used for therapy dogs, and then the larger dogs would be used for disability.
And some dogs, they need, for example, to retrieve things, so you prefer to get a retriever or a dog who actually has a prey drive or retrieve drive in him, when another dog who doesn't have that kind of drive will not be able to do that job.
That makes sense. Why don't you give out your contact information where people can reach you,
well, you can
website, etc.
Thank you. You can contact us through IST K9, which is the Israeli Special Tactics K9, at www.istk9.com, or through the email, which is info@istk9.com, or by contacting us in the phone number is 561-674-6677. My name is Shai Maimoni, and I would love to help you guys and get yourself a better canine handler.
And the other website is wolfdogs.com.
Yes, the pet training is wolfdogs.com, and you can find it also online. Yes.
Thanks so much for being with me. I wish you good luck. I appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
And we'll be right back. Well, that's our show for today, folks. If you'd like to win a pair of tickets to the Cinemark Theaters, send me an email at barryepsteinlive@yahoo.com. We'll pick a winner and get it out to you. And if you'd like to improve your bottom line, go to my website, barryepstein.com, and then give me a call at 561-852-0000 for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. And remember, the Gold Coast Tiger Bay Club will feature Kai's Realty President Mike Pappas this coming Tuesday, July 8th at the City Fish Market in Boca. Go to goldcoasttigerbayclub.com and register directly on the site. I hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July holiday weekend with your family and friends. And in the meantime, remember, public relations is the enemy of anonymity. And my time is up, and I thank you for yours.